Hello everyone and welcome to Around the Wickets on ThePapare.com. As you know, Papare is a cricket's weekly brief that takes a summarized look at all that happens in our favorite sports. Now, talking about our favorite sport, and that is cricket, and lots of things are going to happen this week, and that is starting with Pakistan playing Sri Lanka in that first test match at Galle. As you know, Sri Lanka always starts off their tour at Galle because Galle has been a happy hunting ground for the Sri Lankans. Now, incidentally, the Pakistan team hasn't done too well at Galle. Sri Lanka have won the last two games, both in 2012 and 2014. Now, the question is, how will the Galle pitch play? Now, we know that we've heard that there's a lot of rain about. Now, if a pitch is to help the spinners, we all know that the pitch has to be dry, it cannot have water. Now, what would this rain do to the Galle pitch? Will it freshen it up? Will it change the Sri Lankan plans? Will there be a little bit more moisture for the fast bowlers, some juice for the fast bowlers? Will Sri Lanka go in with two spinners or three fast bowlers and one spinner? Lots of questions. And who will be the number 6 batsman? Now, those might be the questions you have. I have those questions too. So we are looking forward to whatever those answers might be. In my opinion, I think Sri Lanka should go with Rangana Herath. They should also look at playing Dilruwan Perera. Dilruwan Perera, of course, is a more experienced, old-fashioned, classical off-spinner. Tarindu Kaushal is a different kind of player. So unless Sri Lanka is looking to try and blood Kaushal under the wing of Rangana Herath, and which means I don't think there'll be room for any other youngster. So it will be Nuwan Pradeep and Dhammika Prasad who most probably will open the bowling for Sri Lanka. And who will be the number 6 batsman? Will it be Kitruan Vidanage? Well, all seem to be pointing in that direction. But if you ask me, if you have Jahan Mubarak in that squad, why not play him? I mean, he's more experienced, he's the man in form, and Sri Lanka needs some experience in that middle order. Because Sangakkara and Angelo Matthews are the two players with experience. Lahiru Thirimana is getting there, and I'm sure he's going to be the next big thing. Anyway, we are going to be looking at this game very closely and the series. Now, you can join us on Cricketry. That is an audio analysis before and after each day's play, and we will be discussing the fortunes of that particular day's play of either Pakistan or Sri Lanka. Cricketry is the name, so join or log on to ThePapare.com for the latest and what you think or what you want to hear or what we think about the Sri Lanka-Pakistan Test match progress. Now, the Board 11 game against Pakistan was a good game for the Sri Lankans, particularly for the youngster Jeffrey van der Sey. Highly talented leg spinner, orthodox leg spinner, had 8 wickets in the game, 5 in the first, 3 in the second. I was talking to Misbah-ul Haq and I asked him, what do you think of Van der Sey? He said he bowled with good pace, good variation. I wish he brings in the top spinner. Well, Van der Sey is young and I'm sure he will learn. Now, more positive news for Sri Lanka, and that is Kaushal Silva's patient 100 and Dimuth Karunaratne's second inning half century. Timely for the Sri Lankan openers because they are expected to carry on the good works come the first test match in Galle. Well, the much talked about first test, India-Bangladesh in the international scene, was sadly a real disappointment. The reason being rain. India made 462 for 6. The Indian batting really prospered at the expense of the Bangladeshi bowlers, with Shikhar Dhawan and Murli Vijay coming to the party with big hundreds. And then Bangladesh were dismissed for 256, and then in the second innings, 23 without loss. No time to try and force a win simply because there was so much of rain in that test match, and now it will be the 3 one-dayers between India and Bangladesh. Talking about one-dayers, what a series it's turning out to be, England-New Zealand. Now, England got off to an absolute cracker in that first game, as you know. Then the second and third game was anybody's match. Well, New Zealand got to 390. England lost by 13 runs, and that was on the Duckworth-Lewis method. Now, that means they had chased and got so close, and they got more than 350. And they did it, I would say they did equally good in the third game. They got another 300, and that was the first time that England had scored 300s in consecutive games, 3 consecutive games in the history of one-day cricket as far as English are concerned. But still, England, after a seemingly comfortable position, 288 for 5, 5 overs to go. Ben Stokes looking good. England gets dismissed for 302. And then New Zealand cruising after those 2 early losses, with Ross Taylor and Williamson coming into the party, losing quick wickets, and England coming back, and in the end 306 for 7. I wouldn't want to put my finger on either England or New Zealand. I would just say that cricket was the winner. New Zealand, of course, being the more experienced side, and we know that New Zealand used their experience extremely well, and particularly Taylor seemed to be in sublime touch, and Williamson, what a player he is. I mean, he's so orthodox player, he bats so well, plays so straight, and he also knows to punish the loose ball. Now, talking in terms of punishment, the West Indies have been taking some real heavy punishment from the Australians. The second test, the Australians did annihilate the West Indies by 277 runs. Now, the Australians went to the West Indies as a kind of a warm-up for the Ashes, and I don't think they have really been stretched too much. Steve Smith, now the #1 batsman in the ICC Test ranking. He did get a magnificent 100. Now, I must lead you into a small story that Chandika Hathurusinghe told me some time ago. When he was coaching New South Wales, Steve Smith was a budding batsman and a leg spinner. And Chandika Hathurusinghe at that stage told me, Steve Smith will turn out to be Australia's best batsman. How true. I think he might turn out to be the world's best batsman. So that's it on the Papare. In fact, on Around the Wickets on ThePapare.com. We hope you will join us again very, very soon when we come up with our next program. Just to let you know that you need to follow ThePapare.com for all that's cricket and all that's sport. And you can also send your queries at #AroundTheWickets on Twitter and on Facebook, or email us. You could send it to editor@thepapare.com.